Hey guys, welcome back. So today I have a short review video for you on another eyeshadow palette. You know that I am obsessed with eyeshadow. I love it, and palettes are my weakness. I love trying out new palettes and just playing with new eyeshadow colors. That is my thing. So when I heard about the Laura Mercier Artist Palette this year, I was very interested in trying it. I don't own the palette from last year, the first Artist Palette. That one really didn't interest me last year. I felt like the colors really weren't anything I would be really into, and for whatever reason I wasn't interested in trying it. But this year when I started seeing swatches go up online of these, I was like, yeah, I need to try that. So as far as Laura Mercier and what I have tried in the past, I haven't tried a lot of her stuff, but I do own the Black Carrot shadow. I don't know if this is technically, yeah, it's a baked eyeshadow. So I have that. And then last year she had a couple of these come out that are kind of like quilted and they're very metallic, and I love these. I think they're really, really beautiful. So there were 3 different colors and I own 2 of them. So I knew that I liked her eyeshadows, at least on some level, but I had never tried any of her palettes or any pressed shadows or anything like that. So that's kind of what I had tried. Okay, getting into the actual packaging. So it comes in this nice shaped palette here. That's kind of the size of it in comparison to my finger. Don't look at my nails, they're terrible. In between manicures that I do myself. But I like the size of it. It's small, it's pretty thin, and it comes in this kind of textured sort of pattern. I think last year it was more kind of snake-skinned, where this one is more kind of bumpy. I like it. I like it a lot. I like the color of it. It's kind of a deep chocolatey brown with maybe some plum undertones to it. And it's very squishy feeling. I really like that about it. I feel like it's giving your eyeshadows a lot of protection. So if you drop it, I feel like they're going to have a better chance of standing the fall. Not that eyeshadows really break in other stuff easily, but I like to squish it. I like the texture of it. I think it feels cool and I like it. I think it's a good size. So that's what the packaging looks like. Okay, now getting into the actual palette itself. So this is what it looks like. And it comes with, you get, I think from what I can tell, there are 7 mattes, 4 like kind of, I wouldn't say shimmery, but kind of satiny shimmery shadows. And then there's one that's more glittery. So the one that's more glittery is African Violet, this one right there, doop, boop, boop. And I'm wearing that one today. So you can see I am wearing the shadows. So that's kind of what they look like in a finished look. So let's get into some swatches. Okay, getting into the shadows here. So first one we have Sparkling Dew. This one is a really nice, it's got some sheen to it, so it's kind of a satin finish. It's really beautiful, Sparkling Dew. Next is Guava, and this is a really nice kind of peachy color. It's beautiful. It's got some champagne-y pinky tones to the peachiness. I really like it. It's gorgeous. Next is African Violet. This one is more of a chunky glittery shadow, but I love it. I'm wearing it on my lids today and I think it's just beautiful. I think that this is my favorite color or favorite shade from the palette. Really love that one. Next is Plum Smoke. This is a really nice kind of grayish toned purple. Would be beautiful for in the crease or the transition area. I think it's really, really pretty. I love that shade. Then next you have Kir Royal. Yeah. K-I-R Royal. I don't know. But it's kind of a more burgundy toned purple. Really beautiful, kind of more of a warm purple. Then you have Violet Ink, which is kind of more of a deepened bluish purple, and it's a matte. So these are matte, and this is matte. This is kind of that more chunky glitter, and these are more of sort of a satiny, slightly with a sheen kind of tones. I think these are all beautiful. So this is the top row of the palette going left to right. Really pretty. Okay, now for the bottom row. So this first one is Vanilla Nuts, and it's this really nice matte creamy color. I love when palettes include colors like this because it always is going to work as a brow bone highlight. if you have a matte eye look going on, it's still gonna work as your brow bone highlight, but also if you have a shimmery eye going on, you don't have to worry about having shimmer everywhere. You've got that to kind of balance everything out. So I love that they did a matte creamy color in this palette. Next is Primrose, and it's kind of a peachy toned shimmery color, except it's got a little bit more tan in it. It's really, really pretty. I like that one a lot. I had to build it up a little bit because it kind of blended in with my skin tone color. So just kind of know that. It's just the nature of that color. This one is Fresco. I love this shade. It is just this beautiful kind of tannish, warm toned brown. It's beautiful. Great for the crease, great for the transition color. You know, be careful with that because all of these shades are very pigmented. So if you're gonna use it in your transition, just know you're gonna have to use a light hand because it has a lot of pigmentation, which is a good problem to have. And then next is Bamboo. This one right here. It's this nice kind of bronzy kind of a shade, but it almost looks like it has well, I was gonna say some greenish tones in it. In the pan, it looks like it has kind of some greenish tones, but on my hand, I really don't see that as much. It's just kind of more of a true bronzy color. Really nice, shimmery. So this was this was matte, this was shimmery, this is matte, this is shimmery. These two are mattes. So this next one is Truffle, just a great warm brown. Beautiful, chocolatey, warm brown. Gorgeous. And then the last color is Espresso Bean. I think this is a perfect dark color to include in a palette because it's almost black. It's such a dark brown, but it's not black. So it just works really well for deepening up any eye look you're gonna do. I think it's perfect. So there are all the swatches. This is the bottom row, and this is when you're looking at the palette going left to right. Gorgeous. So there are all of the shadows from the palette. So that you can kind of look at the swatches there. I think they're beautiful. Okay, now for my overall thoughts and reviews of the palette. I love it. This was $46, I believe, from Sephora, but I used a coupon. I know that they have sales coming up right now, so now would be a good time to look into this palette. Like I said, I have been wearing this all day. I wore it yesterday as well, and the shadows wore really well. They glided on, they're very pigmented. They err on the side a little bit like a Loreal shadow on me, like the Pro palette, where you can overblend it easily because they blend so easily. So just don't be an overblending queen. You know, just know that you don't have to do a lot of blending. They're gonna work together, so you don't need to get your big fluffy brush and go to town, otherwise it's gonna get kind of muddy. But I love the way that they look. I love how pigmented they are. There is no dud in this palette. I think it's incredible. I mean, the quality of these shadows, no complaints whatsoever. They've lasted really well on my eyes. I did touch up because it's literally like almost midnight. But they've lasted really well throughout the day. They were pretty much going strong and I just kind of touched them up a little bit. And I think they're amazing. I think this is an awesome palette. It is expensive, but I think it's unique from other ones because of the combo of colors that you get. I think it's really great that you can do a warm colored eye with several of these browns in here. I mean, you can do a brownish kind of smoky eye or a bronzy eye, or you can do kind of a pinky eye. You can do a purpley eye. I mean, you've got a lot of options with this palette that I feel like are different than a lot of ones. It's different than a naked palette or anything like that. It's definitely for the neutral girl. I mean, there's some purples and stuff in there, but it's more neutrally. So I think that you can really, have a lot of different options here, but if you're worried about being work appropriate and things like that, this palette's totally gonna cover you there. Yeah guys, so I hope this review was helpful. Please give it a thumbs up if it was. Please ask any questions you have down below and I am happy to answer those for you guys. Please subscribe if you're new to my channel. If you like palettes and palette reviews, that is definitely part of my channel because I love eyeshadow palettes and I talk about them a lot. And I also do tutorials with them, so be watching. I'm going to be filming tutorials with this palette because I'm loving it and I definitely want to show you guys some looks with it. So be watching for that, and I hope you like this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!